Onimusha Episode 8 begins with the monsters' attack on Musashi and Kojuru while they are engaged in combat. The two decide to take their fight somewhere less chaotic. Is Eamon alive? Eamon recalls being defeated in a game by Sahai. Snapping back to reality, he regains consciousness and begins to crawl limbless out of the arena. Sahai and Sayo look for a way out and manage to make progress. Sayo suggests she stay back, but Sahai manages to strengthen her will. How does Kojuru take out the henchmen? Musashi and Kojuru arrive at a slender bridge and find the monsters swarming them from both sides. Kojuru takes them out in masses using his sword techniques. He then unleashes a swallow dive onto Musashi, but Musashi manages to dodge it. The attack, however, destroys the platform they're standing on and sends them into a free fall. They continue to engage in combat as they fall. As Sayo and Sahai walk, they see a trail of blood leading to a room. Why does Kojuru cut off his extra pair of arms? Musashi and Kojuru land on another platform and continue their fight. Kojuru cuts off his extra pair of arms with his own sword and takes out his nabachi to continue the battle. How does Sahai find Eamon? Upon inspection, Sahai finds Eamon lying limbless on the ground. Eamon begs Sahai to take him to the next room and follow certain procedures to make him a Genma, promising him authority in his upcoming kingdom. Sahai decides to help Eamon despite Sayo's protests. Musashi struggles to battle against Kojuru, but then transforms into an Oni. Does Sahai help Eamon? Sahai lays Eamon on the table as instructed, but then strangles him and kills him with drugs instead. Sahai reveals his mission to kill everyone who knows about the gold mine, but decides to spare Sayo's life. Why does Sayo stay back at the mine? Sayo tells him to leave without her as she still has something to do. Musashi and Kojuru exchange attacks and end up falling from their platform once again. They reach an underground lake and continue their battle. Sayo arrives and steps in between their fight, bringing them to a halt. She tries to convince Musashi that he isn't an Oni. She claims killing her parents was the only way to ensure they died like human beings. She manages to convince him to revert back to being a human. Does Musashi give up on the fight? Kojuru calls him a coward, but Musashi assures him he isn't giving up the fight. Musashi picks up a rowing stick and then removes the Oni gauntlet. He takes on the challenge to fight in human form and guides Sayo to an exit. Musashi and Kojuru hop onto a piece of land in the middle of the lake and begin their fight. What happens to Sayo? The scene switches to Sayo visiting the city and demanding the best room in a hotel. She offers the owner a gold nugget as payment, and they allow her to stay as long as she wishes. Does the Oni gauntlet reach the monastery? Back at the monastery, a monk finds the gauntlet at the gate and brings it to the master's attention. The master picks up the gauntlet and notices it is much heavier at the end of Onimusha Episode 8. The episode review. Onimusha Episode 8 continues with the action unfolding inside the gold mines. Nothing changes for Eamon, and he remains a lifeless vegetable, crawling around only to be killed by Sahai. The spotlight is now on Musashi's fight with Kojuru, but it seems like a fight between two honorable men, despite them being Oni and Genma. The fight lacks the element of good versus evil. The episode still manages to deliver an exciting action sequence, and is nothing short of enthralling. Unfortunately, the fight doesn't conclude, and the scene cuts to Sayo reaching the village to find a place to stay. The Oni gauntlet is also returned to the monastery. The episode doesn't clear up the fundamentals of how the Genma works. It seems like the monsters were under Eamon's control. However, he relies on Sahai to revive him instead of getting it done through the monsters. The show, however, makes for a fun action anime if you ignore the few loopholes, and is characterized by explosive sword fights.